All right, welcome back with a quick little news of the day video here for you guys. I will say before we get into it, do take this video with a grain of salt, as this is not something that has been 100% confirmed to this point. I usually don't like to cover stuff that hasn't been confirmed and buy too much into rumors and stuff until we've had that confirmation, but this is coming from a lot of credible sources and also supported by some evidence of some weird things that we've been seeing among some of the regions that we don't usually see before, and I'll touch more on that later on in the video. And that is going to be regarding the new alternative system to replace the first major, the winter major, that was canceled just about a week ago by Valve. This was something that SUNSfan and syndereN touched on, mainly SUNSfan, on their podcast We Say Things, which if you guys are ever looking for a guest for the podcast, just let me know. Where they talked about the fact that they had been reached out to, or specifically SUNSfan again, reached out to by some different teams and orgs that were all hearing the likes of this new system, which is going to consist of a regional playoffs consisting of the top 4 teams per region playing for a $100,000 prize pool and those DPC points that were initially going to be for the first major. Now, with there being more teams playing in this mini tournament series, being 4 per region, 24 teams total, as opposed to the 18 at the major, we don't know if there's going to be more DPC points up for grabs, or if any certain regions are going to have more DPC points up for grabs than some others. We actually don't even know what the format for this mini series will be. Given that there's only 4 teams per playoff, I'm sure the options are quite limited for what we're going to see. But we do know that it's going to be held over a couple weekends in February. Again, we don't have any exact dates right now, but we do know that 3 regions are going to be having their mini tournament on one weekend, and then a week later, we're going to be having the remaining 3 regions playing their mini series. I'd imagine that they're going to layer this out by region based on time zone. So, for example, having either China or Southeast Asia to start, and then one of the Europes, and then one of the Americas. That way, for that weekend, you don't have to worry about any sort of overlap. And if you wanted to watch every single one of them, you could, which of course is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be trying to watch as much as possible, be covering it and all that stuff. So if you guys don't want to miss that, again, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But yeah, this is pretty exciting. Again, with the kind of anticlimactic ending of that first tour, with really feeling like there were some teams that just weren't really playing for anything anymore with the cancellation of the first major, as long as they were safe from relegation, that is. It is nice to hear that there's going to be actually something to look forward to now, especially with tiebreakers right around the corner. For a lot of these tier 1 teams, the end goal is the TI, and so making it into this top 4 is going to be super crucial because there are points up for grabs for this, meaning that there is an incentive to actually want to play your best Dota. Not to say that any team wasn't playing their best Dota, but there's a lot more motivation now. And sure, you know, it's not a major, but at least it's something. And again, with tiebreakers right around the corner, there's actually something on the line, which is nice. And that brings me to my little bit of evidence that there is to support this. The reason why I feel a little bit more comfortable talking about this, with it not just being SUNSfan talking about it on his podcast, which, again, not to take anything away from SUNSfan, I do believe him. But we have been seeing some tiebreakers in some weird places in some regions that we didn't usually see before. For example, right now in North America, we have 2 teams tied for 4th place. We have 4 Zoomers and Wildcard Gaming. And previously in other tours, because the 4th and 5th place slots wasn't a deciding spot to make it to a major or for relegation, there was nothing on the line really. Usually the 4th place was given to the team that actually beat the other one in the tour. However, now we're actually having tiebreakers, which leads me to believe that there's actually going to be something on the line amongst those 2 teams that are tied with one another, which is pretty exciting. And again, more evidence to support that this top 4 format will likely be the case. Again, not a major. I know a lot of people were maybe suggesting the fact that we could have some mini interregional playoffs, some regions that were closer to one another, like, for example, China and Southeast Asia, and then the 2 Europes, and then the 2 Americas playing in a mini series amongst them. But no, at the end of the day, we just have a mini 4-team per region tournament going on, which again is at least something to look forward to, and I'm pretty happy about. Again, it sucks that it's not a major. I really wish it was. It's not going to be the same hype as a major, but there's points on the line, which means there's going to be some great Dota. And at the end of the day, that's all we could really ask for. A little bit more news that they talked about on their podcast as well that's not related to the first major, but is still related to the Dota 2 Pro circuit, and that is going to be some additional slots being handed out for TI. Traditionally in the past, or at least in this new system, the top 12 teams when it comes to points automatically qualify for TI, and then after that we have 6 regional based qualifiers, of course 1 per region, where the top finishing team in every single region automatically qualifies for TI. So that makes it to 18 teams in total. Now we're going to be having an additional phase to that where we have the second and third place team from every single qualifier, so 12 teams in total, being slotted into an additional tournament now where they'll be playing for 2 more additional TI slots, a bit of a wild card stage, if you will, where we have 2 teams that can come in from any region coming in and trying to play for that TI slot, which I think is fantastic. I've, again, always been for more teams getting more exposure at some of these bigger tournaments. The more teams there are, the more likelihood that we're going to be seeing some underdogs. And again, with just how huge and how talented the Dota 2 pro scene has become over the years, it feels pretty necessary to start including a little bit more teams. I think 20 is quite a lot. I think maybe 24 would be the max. I don't see it ever getting higher than that. I support having generally 4 teams per region at every single major, but TI is obviously a whole different beast. But at the end of the day, this is nice. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Again, a few things that we don't know yet, format or specific dates or DPC point distribution, but at least it's some nice news that we've been desperately needing over this past week. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you guys are curious about talking about Dota 2 or the pro scene in general with anyone just like yourself, feel free to join the Discord, link in description, as well as my sources are down there, which is just the one source. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I've got a lot of videos coming out throughout the next couple days. I was supposed to do my power rankings tomorrow, and I might still do it, but you guys can let me know if you'd rather me do them tomorrow or wait until every single tiebreaker for every region is done and then do my power rankings as kind of a finale for the first tour. You guys can let me know. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later today.